All right, so we have the balance patch notes. Let's go over these real quick. Greeting rivals, even heroes need a little fine tuning. We've zapped, buffed, and balanced. Let's see what's changing in season 3.0. Is season 3.0 going to be the best season? I know I keep saying it, but it's looking to be the best season. All right, adjustments Vanguards. Emma Frost. Looks like the White Queen is trading a bit of offense for more glam. Her damage and her survivability in diamond form are taking a slight hit. Okay, so reduce telepathic pulse damage at 99 energy from 110 per second to 120 per second to 110 per second, and from 150 second to 140 per second at 100. Okay, so just a little nerf to her damage, which is good. Reduce diamond form damage reduction from 30 to 25. Appreciate that. That should be self-explanatory. Reduce the energy cost of Sonic Seduction Ultimate Ability from 37 to 34. So they are nerfing her damage and her survivability, but she is going to get her ultimate ability more. So give a little bit, give a little bit, take a little bit, but they gave her a little bit more. So I like it. I like it. She's not gonna be as annoying as before, but her ultimate is going to help with everything that's to come. So we're gonna need it. And then for the thing, we're not afraid to say it. We're not afraid to say it. Y'all see where that's coming from? Marvel Rivals have been watching the Fantastic Four trailers. All right, we're not afraid to say it. It's clobbering time. Now, with smoother moves and more utility, time for more pain with your brothers and sisters in arms. New ability Battle Blitz. The thing leaps toward enemies, gaining 25% damage reduction. That's dope. Leap targeting distance to enemies is 20 meters. OMG. Stone Haymaker new effect knocks down hit flying enemies. I guess that's we saw that from the trailer, but this 20 meters is pretty significant. I don't know if you've ever gone against Namor's little octopus thingies, but Namor's octopus thingies, I believe, are 30 meters. Yeah, the octopus thingies, I believe, are 30 meters, so a little bit shorter than that, but it's still 20 meters is a huge range. It's a huge get out of or huge distance that you have to consider whenever you're playing that close to the thing. He's just gonna leap towards you out of nowhere and slap the crap out of you with damage reduction. So the thing might be, you can't sleep on them. Let's see, Venom. Venom's got a stickier grip. His control after diving in is now slightly more terrifying. Increased cellular corrosion, enemy slow effect from 50. Ooh, that's insane. Wow. So when Venom jumps on your team, and just becomes a freaking meat shield or whatnot, his um his slow effect when he tethers himself to his, enemies or whatever is going to reduce your movement speed, or it's going to have a slow effect on everybody that he's tethered to by a quarter of your movement speed. It's significant. It's very, very, very significant. That's kind of crazy. All right, let's look at the duelists. Human Torch has been getting banned so much. I'm not sure why, but everybody hates the Human Torch. He is super strong. I'll give you that. But if he's ignored, he will win games. Just don't ignore him. Human Torch, flame on, but mind the heat. Johnny's getting a team up anchor effect, but a little less firepower to balance things out. Reduce flyer cluster damage per projectile from 6 to 5.5. That's his primary. Reduce supernova activation shockwave damage from 80 to 75, and fire tornadoes damage over time from 110 to 120 to 110 per second. Add team up anchor bonus 5% damage boost. Okay, so it seems like it pretty much still balances out. There's a slight nerf, but him being a team up anchor, he's probably just not going to be. He might feel a little nerfed, just a little bit. Iron Man. Tony's slightly powering down with reduced damage output and a longer wait for its ultimate. Reduce the first two repulsor blast hits from 40 to 35 and from 50 to 45 while in armor overdrive. So just reducing how much damage he does. Energy increased cost of invincible pulse cannon from 28 to 34. So they're nerfing the shit out of Iron Man. They're bringing his ult up in par to like an Emma ult, because I believe Emma's ult was 3400 also. Yep, Emma Frost was 3400. So Emma Frost and Iron Man, if they're doing their jobs appropriately, they'll get their ults around the same time every single game. Mr. Fantastic. The stretchy genius gets slightly less tanky in his inflated state. Reduce inflated state bonus health from 400 to 350. Cool. Just makes it, minus 50 health is significant. So, he's not unplayable, but he's not as obnoxious as he was either. Namor. The Submariner surges forward with smoother aim and slightly sharper tridents. Increased trident of Neptune projectile damage from 70 to 75. We like that. And projectile speed from 120 to 150. Ooh, Namor is going to feel more like a hit scan. So right now, you can throw a primary with Namor and you can kind of see it, make it from, your hands to the target. That's the projectile speed at the moment at 120 meters per second. But at 150, it might feel like you're playing with Hela. He might just be like, bink. You know what I'm saying? You might not even see the projectile make it from point A to point B. He might just be nasty. Increase wrath of the 7 C's projectile speed for 1 day. That's the alternate fire for Namor. So pretty much it brings everything in line to the same projectile speed. And one thing about this that's really, really good is whenever Namor ults, I don't know if anybody, plays with Namor. If you do, comment. But when Namor ults, he knocks enemies down, CC's enemies for a short duration. I have ran into so many situations to where I ult with Namor, they're laying on the ground, and that split second that it takes for me to attack, the person on the ground right before I either die or something random happens and they just end up surviving. I feel like this projectile speed will help with those situations to where, you aim for the strategist, you hit the strategist, and the time to kill the strategist, because they wasn't, killed in one hit, will be a lot quicker because of your projectile speed. You'll feel it whenever you're playing with Namor. If you play with Namor, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch. Wanda's ultimate just got a little more hex. Okay. A little bit more hextra. Reduced max slow rate during reality erasure charge period from 35 to 25% and increased damage from 750 to 850. Wait. So she's getting buffed. The charge period for her to explode and do her damage, it was at an ability charge rate of 35%. Making it go from 35% to 25% means that she's going to explode sooner, pretty much. She's going to explode sooner and explode with more damage. So I don't know, pure chaos, boom, instead of pure chaos. That's pretty much what this is saying. And she's going to be doing more damage. Spider-Man. Web Warriors rejoice. Spidey loses his team-up anchor bonus, but gains a new team-up ability and a bit more bite. Ah, man. Increase get over here kick damage when pulled to enemies from 50 to 55. Oh man. Increase spider power mid-air damage from 50 to 55. Increase amazing combo damage from 55 to 60. So just buffs all around. His time to kill might go back to what it used to be when he had the Venom team up, but just buffs all around. So good thing the more is getting a buff also. The Punisher. Frank's turret is losing some sting, and his ultimate is going to need some juice. Reduce culling turret projectile damage from 12 to 10, and decrease the spell field damage from 12 to 10. I don't know if a lot of people know this. I recently just found this out myself. But with the Punisher's turret, it has a spell field damage area of effect, like a little bubble, like a circle. So if somebody is standing, say, here, and you got your little person right here, they're hiding behind cover, or I guess I should put the pink cup right here. They're hiding behind cover. You can shoot somewhere right here where my pinkies are, while this person is hiding behind cover, and that spell field damage will hit them as if it was a direct hit. Pretty much, the culling turret doesn't have to hit the target directly. It can splash on the ground, and anything close to where you're hitting will take splash damage, and it's going from 12 to 10. That makes sense? Increase the energy cost of Final Judgment from 34 to 37, nerfing the shit out of his ult. So they are reducing the amount of damage his turret does, and they are making it to where it takes longer for him to get his ult, but they didn't do anything to his primary weapon damage, so he might just kind of fall in line since Punisher's kind of broken at the moment. Winter Soldier. Bucky's getting a little more dangerous from downtown. Adjust roster damage follow from 40 meters from 60 to 7%. That's actually kind of crazy. So the farther you are, it's still going to do the same amount of damage as it was doing at 40 meters. So pretty much he does more damage at more range, going from 60% to 70%. He just does more damage. Or he does the original amount of damage he should have been doing, before this update at longer ranges. Wolverine. Logan's control frequency is taking a slight hit as he now needs more time to sharpen those claws between leaps. Increase Feral Leap strike duration from 4 to 5 seconds and increases cooldown from 12 to 15 seconds. So give a little, take a little. I'm glad that his good cooldown going to 15 seconds because of Phoenix giving Wolverine that ability. When Wolverine ults and he has that Phoenix team up, everybody dies. Just tell yourself we're all dead, okay? But at least he won't get the Feral Leap as often. Invisible Woman. Sue's healing is a little more reliable. Now that's fantastic. Increase orb projection healing on launch from 40 to 45 and damage from 20 to 25. That's super fun. Reduce healing on return from 40 to 35 and damage from 20 to 15. So it does more damage going out, but it does less damage going in. So it's the reason why it's more reliable is because you get that initial boost first. And yes, on the way back, it's not as much, but in the heat of battle, you want that initial boost of healing first. More healing initially just to keep, your team survivability more consistently high. If you was doing 40 initially to 45, you'll feel the ability to keep your teammates alive a lot easier. Loki is freaking annoying. Playing around Loki is so difficult. The God of Mischief needs slightly more energy for his ultimate. Guess he's been up to too many tricks. I agree. Increases energy costs from 4,000 to 4,300. OMG. So Loki's going to be able to ult once around, but that's fine. It really is. Can you imagine? Everybody that plays Marvel Rivals has gone against a Loki that's duplicated a strategist ult right after that strategist used it. Ooh. So strong. All right, Mantis. Mantis healing touch grows, and her ultimate is more potent, but its frequency is reduced. Healing flower new effect heals allies by 2.5%. By 2.5%. Healing flower new effect heals allies by 2.5%. Oh god. It's by 2.5%. Reduce base healing from 20 per second to 12.5 per second. Wow. Increase energy cost of Soul Resurgence ultimate ability from 37 to 4,300. So they're nerfing the shit out of her ult. Increase bonus max health from 100 to 150. So during her ult, everybody gets more health, and it's going to take longer for her to get her ult. But this heals allies by 2.5%. Oh gosh, that means the more health that you have, as far as an entire health pool, the more healing she theoretically does. So Mantis is going to be able to heal tanks insanely efficiently now. Insanely efficiently now. That's why her ultimate is getting nerfed to the ground. If Mantis is pretty much pocketing somebody or a tank, oh man, sheesh. They had to reduce the base healing because this right here is Mantis is back. Mantis is back. If this is real, or I mean I know it's real, but I don't think you guys understand how this right here is going to make Mantis really, really strong. A really strong healer. All right, Ultron. Ultron's going to have to update his software as his defenses are taking a slight hit. And he's a little less of a team player, which seems fine by him in this patch. Reduce dynamic flight acceleration effect time from 8 seconds to 6 seconds. That's a little lame. Reduce imperative firewall bonus self from 75 to 65 and to allies from 55 to 50. So they're just nerfing him. I mean, he was kind of bonkers, especially if you know what you're doing. So yeah. It's okay. Ultron's still playable. Mantis, I might need to learn Mantis because this is incredible. But Ultron's still playable. New team up abilities: Ever Burning Bond, Human Torch, and Spider-Man. With great friendship comes great firepower. As the team up anchor, Human Torch gains a 5% boost in damage output. Spider-Man unlocks the new Inferno Blast ability through his team up with Human Torch. We saw a little bit of that in the trailer or whatever. Pretty cool. This right here, the Phoenix and Wolverine. Snick it, snick it, snick it. Now with the side of Cosmic Fire. As the team-up anchor, Phoenix gains a 10% boost in damage output. Wolverine gains the new Phoenix Warrior ability through his team-up with Phoenix. And then looks like adjustments and removals of the team-ups. The Spider-Man and Squirrel Girl is going to get vaulted. And Squirrel Girl is going to join the Stark Protocol. And then the Storm and Human Torch is going to get vaulted. And Hela is going to join the Symbiote Shenanigans. Balance changes for the Guardian Revival with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I've tried to defend, these team-ups and who's the most broken. You got your Avenger team-ups, whatever. You got your Fantastic Four team-ups, but I've always thought this freaking Guardians of the Galaxy team-up is bonkers. You got to commit so many resources per player. All your teammates have to commit so many resources to get one kill. One kill. Sometimes you might even have to ult somebody to get one kill. Can you imagine them just rezzing themselves whenever they want, or every 120 seconds? Playing around that is so annoying, but they are nerfing it. Now everybody goes from 120 seconds to 135 seconds. So depending on how you play your matches, 120 seconds is 2 minutes. So you might not be able to res yourself twice per round. You might only be able to do a one and a half per match. It depends on how long the match goes. The symbiote shenanigans increase Guardian of the Deep maximum bonus health from 50 to 100 and max tendril link period from 3 seconds to 5 seconds. Okay, so now they're making the symbiote shenanigans something that you got to respect and consider because it's going to be attached to you for 5 seconds. Your movement speed is going to be reduced by 25%, and they are going to get bonus health from 50 to 100. So far, the only thing that I see that might be kind of crazy is Mantis, but Mantis doesn't have any movement speed abilities per se, so she might not be that difficult to jump on. Wolverine is just going to kill everybody repeatedly, and Spider-Man might be annoying, but all in all, season 3 is looking super, super, super fun. The Marvel Rivals universe is ever evolving, and with season 3 just around the corner after this update, we have plenty more surprises and changes in store. Stay tuned to our official announcements for more. Well, chat, that is our Marvel Rivals patch notes. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to see future content. World famous out.